here we are with our MMTs and our traders around the world, is that on this Nasdaq composite, I remember back in the days in where we put the high in right here, and that was March, and the day trading boom had come in. We were all Tech Investment Group, and we set up 34 trading floors around the country. And I'll just be honest with everyone, since that high is put in up here, I never ever thought in my lifetime that I would see that exuberant high right here. This was really the big breakouts in 1996. Then they sold down very hard. They put the bottoms over here on 10/1 of 2002. From that point, we rallied up here to the highs. That was 10/1 of year 2007, and we came bolting down and tested that 1996 rally, which was a 4-year expansion, and they gave it all back. And nobody ever thought that they would ever see those 1996 and 1997 lows. This was the biggest pump and dump in history, and oh yeah, it sure gave it all back. And back in year 2007, we were in October here, and we came straight back down. That bottom got put in here on, I can tell you that it was 2/1, the latter part of February, on the Nasdaq composite. It was on sale, and when that Nasdaq composite broke that major monthly resistance, we have not looked back. But I will tell you, just like I did on the other indexes, that we are overbought on a monthly chart. And here is the lows right here. From 2009, I'm going to draw a trend line. MMT, let's just take a look at what they did and how they did it. Of course we know how they did it. We were there when they did it. Every single day of our life, we were there. And I just want people to understand that this has been one of the most biggest rallies that we've ever had as far as these indexes go. And they started in 2009. Okay, this is going to be a short-term level right here, and we've gone parabolic up. We had some pullbacks, and we're all the way up here at 4,500. But see, here's the thing that I want to show you, is that when we broke this high right here on a monthly level, this started out to 2013, and what it did right here in this year in itself is right here on a monthly level. We broke out to all-time highs. We made a high in 2014 on the Nasdaq, and we were going to come straight down on the Nasdaq, which they did. And we made that high, and that high there was 43.71. And that was on the month of March of 14. We came straight down here and hit a low of 39.46, and this blue line is a 10-month moving average. The red line is a 20-month moving average. Unlike the rest of the indexes, is this one has not really pulled back enough and whatnot. So what we are going to say is I'm going to draw another trend line for my MMTs, and I'm going to draw right here. And that was on that date, believe it or not, 8/1 of year 2000. And just remember one thing. August at that time, they got slammed. And even over here on 12/1 or 11/1 of 2007, we went straight down. And we did. And we took out a lot of levels of resistance. And we are hitting an all-time high in that Nasdaq 100. And basically what I will say again is that here we are. We have not had a 10% correction forever. We are in the dog's days of August on the monthly chart on the Nasdaq composite, and it doesn't get any better than that. When we move over here, we've got the year 2000 top. And I'm going to break it down right here. Basically, from the year of 2013 all the way up on a weekly level, we are at major highs. And the reason why we put it in the monthly format is because we're hitting on that wall of resistance. Yes, I said we were going to get a pullback. I mean, come on. This thing was so overbought, it had to pull back. And it's the strongest indexes versus the S&P 500 and versus the Dow Jones, which we have done. And not only that, I just want all of my guys to know one thing. This was the bottom in our yearly, using the monthly, but in our weekly chart right here. I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to pull it up to you. And that was a low right there at 39.46. And we put in another all-time high of 44.86 on a weekly level starting in August. That's what this weekly level is all about. So beware of the history that I have shown you going all the way back to the dog days. Look at this was really remarkable, a low, and it hasn't looked back. And yes, there's been a lot of problems economically, but I just want everyone to know that when we pull back, these moving averages right here is where they got back up above all of them. The 50, the 10, the 20, and the 40. And here is that wall of resistance right here. This is the all-time high right here. Not only that, when you test, I'm going to give you an idea. Listen, that green line is a 200-week moving average. And yes, we said there was a correction coming, and it surely happened right there. Yes, it did. And the minute that it hit that green line, the 200-week moving average, we have never, ever looked back. And you know what else, too, on a daily? That the weekly and the daily are there. So the 200-day simple moving average versus those other weekly moving averages that I talked about. This is a 200 daily, and then you have all your other weekly moving averages, and we are closing today so you can see it on an all-time high. Well, I can tell you what, I'm going to draw a trend line right over here, and I'm going to go right there. And we took out this double top, and now we have to start looking more on the weekly format. We have a buy signal, and we have the August, our dog days. Volume to the upside is extremely low. Once again, we value our MMTs. We're going to be looking at this channel right there, and we're going to look at where this gap down happened. That's going to be a support level. And basically, we've gone straight up in August. The dog days of August was extremely light volume. And, you know, once again, I can say that that rising 10-week moving average is going to be support on the Nasdaq composite in the history.